This video is the 5th episode of the House to Home series, where I'll be transforming a newly built 1-bed plus multi-purpose room apartment in Western Sydney. Follow along as I take you through the design process, all the way to a final tour of this space. The apartment has a total internal area of 69 square meters, consisting of a bedroom, bathroom, laundry, multi-purpose room, and an open living, kitchen, and dining area. The living area has windows facing northwest and opens up onto a west-facing balcony measuring 10 square meters for a total of 79 square meters. The clients for this project are a friend of mine and his fiancée, whom I got to know from our weekly football matches. They initially reached out earlier this year in February, but the project only started in June after the initial inspection. Immediately upon walking into this apartment, I realized there was a cold and dark feeling due to the dark grey porcelain tiles that pervade the space. This sombre color scheme is continued throughout the apartment in the floor tiles, kitchen splashback, and overhead cabinets, as well as the carpet color in the bedroom and multi-purpose room. I also noticed that despite the floor-to-ceiling windows in the open-plan living area, which gives the apartment a spacious feel, there is a lack of privacy due to the office buildings nearby. The office buildings are quite prominent through the glass sliding balcony doors, but the rest of the view from the windows is really pleasant, looking out onto mid-rise apartment buildings and trees. Additionally, the multi-purpose room is an awkward size as it is long and narrow and has less than 7 square meters of available space. These areas needed special attention. With these challenges in mind, the clients wanted to transform their apartment into a warm and modern space with a clean and minimalistic aesthetic. The client's wish list was to have a fully functional entryway, the ability to entertain and comfortably sit 6 people, a coffee bar in this open plan area, a place for guests to sleep over, work from home space with a study desk to be used at least once a week, a place to do makeup in the bedroom, and finally, a reading nook, which is nice but not necessary. The initial concept for the open plan living area was to have an extendable dining table so the clients could entertain up to 6 people, but collapse it back to a smaller size for day-to-day use to save space. While this was a great idea in theory, there were limited options for extendable tables that would match the dark grey tiles. Most of the extendable tables I could find were in timber, and despite this being a lovely warm-toned natural material, it would clash with the cool tones of the tiles. Therefore, we decided to go with a 120 cm round marble dining table for 4 that can fit 6 people when needed. This was a good compromise for entertaining while matching the tiles of the apartment better. The clients also wanted a sofa bed in the living area so they could host a family member or a friend. Unfortunately, the sofa beds were not as good looking as the ordinary sofa options. We therefore settled for a large standard sectional sofa instead of sofa bed. The client still wanted somewhere for guests to stay, so we decided on a single sofa bed to be put in the corner of the multi-purpose room that still left enough space for a narrow desk. As for the entryway, the client's priorities were to have a mirror, shoe cabinet, console, and a coat rack. While the space looks huge at first glance, it was a challenge to fit all these items in as there were so many doors and awkward wall spaces. The main feature wall seen upon entering is quite huge, but half of the space is taken up by the storage door, meaning it can't be used for tables or a coat rack. Placing a console to the side will be possible, but it will make the entry look extremely imbalanced. Therefore, I suggested to the clients to get a full height wall mirror less than 65 cm wide to be put on the left side of the wall between the door handle and hinges. I also suggested having a shoe cabinet next to the mirror on the right, as it would act as a feature upon entering the home whilst doubling as a console table. Once the clients agreed to the new design concept and the core furniture pieces, I started drafting a couple of mood boards, focusing on building out the space from the sofa and dining table. I began with the dining chairs. We had several options that would complement the table and floor, but decided on these beautiful olive green velvet chairs that resembles the popular Beetle chair by Gooby, but at a tenth of the cost. I continued by adding a sideboard and TV unit, doing a few iterations until we landed on this final version. Design is often an iterative process, so you shouldn't be afraid to explore various options and ideas in your own space. Before I continue to installation and tour of the space, I wanted to quickly thank Aura for sponsoring this video. Aura is an all-in-one app for mental well-being and sleep. Unlike most other apps that offer a one-size-fits-all approach, Aura offers a personalized library of mental well-being resources that are tailored to fit your needs. As someone who spends a lot of time working from home, I often find it difficult to switch my mind off of work, which often results in sleeping way past midnight. Aura has been really helpful in helping me detach and get my sleep schedule back on track. They have a community of more than 7 million people and hundreds of expert coaches and therapists. It is similar to having Spotify but for your mind and soul. You get to choose what your needs are, and you'll help discover personalized tracks and programs to suit your needs. One of my favorites is a bedtime prep by Cascarlopio, a short 4-minute meditation that helps me slow down, reflect on my day, and practice gratitude. Out of all the well-being apps I've tried, Aura is by far the most helpful in improving my sleep. If you're looking to fix your sleep schedule or kickstart your meditation journey with the help of a professional guide, then you can get started for completely free on Aura's website using the link in my description. The first 500 people to use the link will get a free trial and a 25% off their premium subscription plan. Most of the DIY aspects of this project were in the multi-purpose room. We needed a desk that was decently sized yet shallow enough to fit in a small space. There weren't many options out there that fully satisfied the client needs, so taking budget into account, I proposed a DIY desk comprising of Besta drawers with a custom cut piece of birch plywood on top. The clients were hesitant about the surface of the desk as it was a little rough for everyday use. That's why I sanded it back with fine 220 grit sandpaper to make it look and feel smoother and to ensure better adhesion with the varnish. I then wiped away all the dust with a tech cloth and applied 3 coats of Cabot's water-based Cabotan in satin finish, leaving ample drying time between coats. Satin finishes are somewhere between gloss and matte, which is perfect as it gave the desk a light sheen without being overwhelmingly shiny. To complete the look, we put birch legs underneath the drawers to give the desk more height and installed matching birch handles to the drawers. In the corner of the room, I thought it would be nice to have a little floating shelf that could double as a nightstand for the sofa bed. I found this gem from IKEA, but didn't like the red bracket, so I decided to go over it with a few light coats of white spray paint. In no time, we had a beautiful floating side table perfect for drinks or books. I also suggested that hanging a pendant light in the dining room would elevate the space to the next level. We decided to go big and install a double hoop design, along with some wall sconces in the bedroom and multi-purpose room, to elevate the lighting in those spaces as well. The final part is styling the space, which is my favorite part of the process. I set up a simple gallery wall near the dining table as well as a round mirror above the sideboard that I found for $30 from Kmart to open up the space as the mirror reflects the outside view. One of my best design tips is to always be on the lookout for cheaper decor items and mix them with items from various price points to create a luxury look for a fraction of the price. In the living room, I added a few cushions and a throw blanket to the couch and scattered some flower vases as well as potted indoor plants to give the space some life. With everything completed, it is now time to see the before and after and tour of the space. What was previously a cold and empty apartment has now been transformed into a warm and modern space with plenty of natural light streaming in through the huge floor-to-ceiling windows. The entryway immediately sets a modern, minimalistic tone with a beach coat rack, shoe cabinet that double as a console, an ottoman, and a full-height mirror for quick outfit checks before leaving the apartment. Small accessories like the catch-all tray for keys as well as the brass door handle elevate the functionality and aesthetics of the space. Walking into the living room, you'd almost forget the cold, dark atmosphere of the grey tiles that once consumed the space. Now, the living room captures the warm and airy feeling the clients desired through the use of a light neutral color scheme, accented with warm oak tones featured on the legs of the coffee table, pot plants, TV unit, and the base of the lounge. What fundamentally changed the atmosphere of the space was the addition of sheer illusion fabric curtains that provide a beautiful linen look and feel, in snow color that provides a nice balance of warmth and crisp feel. This combination filters natural light during the daytime, while still allowing for complete privacy at night, as blinds can be rolled down behind the curtains to prevent people from looking in. Moreover, the addition of a silver and ivory rug breaks up the coldness of the floor tiles through its warm texture while zoning the living area. Across the lounge is a Samsung frame TV that seamlessly blends into the interior, as it resembles more of a painting rather than a traditional black screen. Below is a tall Besta TV unit that doubles as extra storage that will be filled up as the clients leave the space. The rubber plant and velvet olive green cushion provide some needed contrast in the room and act as an accent color to be continued throughout the apartment as a uniting element. The choice of plant is also intentional, as it picks up all the palette used in the surroundings: creamy yellow, green, and a hint of pastel blush. Moving on to the dining room, it is noticeable that it has a darker and more masculine theme. However, it ties in with the living room through the repetition of color and materials. The olive green of the cushions and plants is seen in the velvet chairs, and the marble coffee table speaks to the marble top of the dining table. In the dining room, we juxtapose rigid and organic line work seen in the timber-clad column of the dining table with the curved body of the dining chairs and the statement pendant, acting as timeless and contemporary statements. The pendant is dimmable to allow for complete control of lighting conditions, and the sideboard provides extra storage and easy access to dinnerware when entertaining, as well as a place for a coffee setup. A round mirror on top completes the space, reflecting natural light and the view beyond the window. The multipurpose room's main function is to be a work-from-home space, but we have made it something truly multifunctional despite its awkward size. Two-tier IKEA wall shelves were installed at a lower than standard height to function as a side table for guests. This frees up space in an already cramped room, and the choice of having a shelf with a mesh net furthers open up the space. The couch opens up into a single-size bed where guests can comfortably stay overnight. At other times, it can be folded up into a cozy reading corner. A warm beige rug softens the space and provides a comfortable surface instead of the cold tiles. Warm timber accents are continued from the living area in the space through the beautifully varnished birch plywood tabletop, along with the handles and shelving, also in birch. We installed wall scones to provide a nice warm glow at night that's also useful for reading. We kept things pretty simple in the bedroom to continue with the warm organic modern style. A cream velvet bed frame, brass sconce lamps, and an oak bedside table extend the light and modern look. As the sun sets, light hits the curtain perfectly at an angle that casts a beautiful shadow, evoking a cozy and dreamy feeling. One feature in the bedroom is this compact corner makeup spot. As we were limited on space, we installed a huge oval mirror on the wall, tucked in an ottoman in the corner, and installed a picture ledge from IKEA as a surface to place makeup supplies. Finally, the balcony features a giant birds of paradise plant, which provides a nice green backdrop to the space and a relaxing view out from the multipurpose room window. Here, we kept things pretty simple with an outdoor dining set and a portable pendant lamp that features a pleated shade. As the balcony is situated so far above the ground, the wind can get pretty intense at times, so this simple setup works perfectly as an urban balcony for entertaining friends and families. And that wraps up the makeover and tour of this apartment. Everything shown in this video will be linked in the description below. If you're based in Australia and want me to design your space, go ahead and fill out the house to home form, which I've linked in the pinned comment below. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section below and I'll try my best to answer them. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.